It's 2 weeks in a row with the singers from Ryan. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Alter Ego Podcast. I'm your host, Jack Austin. With me, as always, Mr. Ryan.
What's happening?
How you doing, brother?
I'm swell. How are you?
Mr. Rhino, the Great White North. How are you, sir?
What the biz is he a shoddy?
Is it white up there yet?
Nello is back with us again. How are you, sir?
Hi, everybody.
It's actually a little hazy up here.
Very good. Very good. That's
Are you
Canadian wildfires.
Can you see it from your house?
The fires in Canada, Nello?
No, I'm talking about the smoke and shit. Is it?
Yeah, it's hazy all over my house. Yeah, there's actually a couple counties around me that you can't even go outside.
Damn, that's crazy. All the more reason to play more.
I took the dogs out last night at about 12:30 once we got done gaming, and it smelled like burnt wood in my living room.
Solid. I love that for you. Welcome to episode 148 of the Alter Ego Podcast. We're so happy you're back with us. We missed last week because, life is life gonna life. But we're back with lots of stuff to talk about. It's been a good week, actually. Diablo IV has finally dropped.
Although Blizzard has their same bullshit server issues they have every release.
Let me go ahead and tell you a funny story about Nello. During the beta, I think I've told this before. He was like, "This shit doesn't work, bro.
It didn't work.
Typical Blizzard." And then we asked the keen question: "Did you sign into Blizzard.net?" Yes. And then he checked again, and lo and behold,
I didn't know you had to register your PlayStation 5.
Whoops-a-daisy. Thank you, Blizzard, for screwing up Nello's ability to log in through PS5. But it's here. We've been playing the crap out of it all weekend. Well, I have, because I got that early bird special. But Rhino joined me yesterday. I know Nello's been playing a little bit.
We got a clan?
We do have a clan. If you want
played for a solid 7 hours last night.
We did. We went hard last night, for sure.
What was your main?
Mine was a druid, but I got tired of that actually pretty early on because I played the rogue quite often in the beta, and I put the rogue on and have not looked back.
Oh, so you're a rogue gun all day? I'm a fire mage.
Very nice. I know somebody else is a fire mage. Mr. Rhino.
Yes,
and Ryan.
I just switched to fire today, though. I was lightning.
I'm going to be a night elf
Mohawk.
Yep, be a night elf Mohawk.
I'm going to be a dwarf forklift. That's what I'm going to be.
Dwarf forklift. Nice.
I'm going to be a Maserati cow person. That's me.
I'll get there eventually.
I know you will. He's on Tears of the Kingdom, folks. This one right here.
Yeah.
He's on a Zelda kick.
Yeah, and that's okay. I'm sure it's fun. The game is only the highest rated game ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the fastest selling games ever.
For sure.
And I've been playing it, but I haven't even gotten out the beginning yet. I've been playing it in spurts.
Dude, kind of gear you got?
None.
None in Tears of the Kingdom?
Yeah, I literally just started. I've been on.
I was going to say, I'm shocked you don't have 48 hours on it already.
I was on a road trip and I tried to play a little bit and it didn't work out so well. So
yeah, that can be awkward.
And then I had to deal with a whole recital and doing things out of town this weekend. So
that's right.
When I get home.
So somebody's already taken a character in hardcore to a level 100.
Yeah.
We literally just launched Monday.
They live stream. Well, they had to have been playing on Thursday.
They played Thursday because they had 54 hours by Monday morning. He had 54 hours played, so he played it when it dropped at midnight.
I was gonna say it's a literal impossibility.
Not even dying once
today. That's crazy. Yeah,
dude, 54 hours over the span of less than 72. That dude was sleeping for like 4 hours a night and then just gaming the entire day.
He said he slept a total of 8 hours.
I fucking love it.
Good for you, buddy.
I'm glad. I wish I had that time. I'm envious.
Any legendaries for anybody yet? Any good legendaries?
I have a few pieces. Nothing crazy.
I've got 2 legendaries.
My druid actually just unlocked geared hardware. The rugged yet stylish watches that are perfect for any druid that's always on the go. Whether it's a board meeting or a bar fight or a dungeon of hell. Made with high-quality materials and backed up by a lifetime warranty, you can rest assured that your Druid's Geared watch will be there when you need it most.
Always
Go to www.gearedhardware.com and use promo code AlterEgo20 to get 20% off your order. Geared hardware, real hardware.
No bullshit.
Your druid's always on time.
What color drop does that Geared hardware watch drop? What color drop does that come as?
That's an orange.
Orange.
That's a deep
legendary.
It's one of those very satisfying drops. As soon as it hits and then the light emits off of the watch, you're just like, oh, what time it is.
I got two legendary rings though. Nothing crazy.
I got 2 legendary rings that are incredible for playstyle that I don't play.
But at least they match your Geared hardware watch.
They do. Let's get into some DC news, shall we? They're always quick and easy. But The Flash, that comes out very soon, right?
Next week.
Yeah.
16th. Right?
Next week it comes out. The Flash director has come out and said that Ezra Miller should not be recast if the Flash continues through the DCU.
Should not.
They should keep Ezra Miller.
Casting.
Yep. The Flash comes out June 16th.
I'm interested to see this one. To be honest with you, they've done enough to get me interested to see it. I don't have high hopes for it, but it'll be nice to see Michael Keaton again.
They've released all the cameos.
So apparently they are only doing one premiere for this movie because of this big secret ending that they have. I don't know anything. I don't want to know anything, but that's why Ezra Miller and all them have not done more than one premiere. They're only doing one, and they thought that maybe that was because of his issues. I don't know, but interesting. I'd love to see what it is. I hope it's the Black Adam reveal where he shows up and becomes the new omnipresent superhero of the future, and he'll be in every DC movie from here on out.
The Rock?
Yeah. Supergirl,
Straight
the young
Flashpoint.
lady Sasha Calle, I don't know how she says her name, said that the approval of Henry Cavill for her playing Supergirl meant the world to her. You know what? I don't see Henry Cavill being like, you can't play Superman or you can't play super anything. Do we get those vibes from Henry? I don't at all.
No,
but I think it's kind of like it. I'm going to make this analogy. It would kind of be like the equivalent of like a rising basketball star having Michael Jordan be like, yeah, he's a good basketball player. Like in her eyes, that's what it was like.
For sure. I would imagine. For sure.
He's the new age Superman. He's the guy that was arguably the best Clark Kent Superman combo that we've ever seen on film. So, I mean, it's kind of like a nod, like, hey, you did a good job, kid. One of those things.
I think he was the best Superman, period.
I agree.
There's been a better Superman than Henry Cavill.
That might have been a good analogy if Michael Jordan wasn't an
Not
asshole.
even Reeves?
Michael Jordan.
Christopher Reeves. Have you watched any Christopher Reeves Supermans?
Of course I have. All
They're
of them.
super.
They were garbage.
Old and outdated. I mean, I feel bad for the guy that he fell and got paralyzed, but absolutely not. Brandon Routh was better than Christopher Reeves.
Well, Dean Cain is.
I just like nothing. Okay, Christopher, I'm really sorry that you hurt yourself, but that doesn't mean that your movies all of a sudden became super good.
No, they're still trash.
Sorry, Superman's never really been one for me. Dean Cain, I like Dean Cain too. He has the look, but nobody does it like Cavill.
Who's the new guy in the Lois and Lane show? What's his name?
Lois and Lane.
I don't even know.
Or Lois and Lane. Clark and Lois, I think it's called. It's the new Superman TV show.
Is it Lewis and Clark?
No, I'm pretty sure those guys were like discoverers or some shit like that.
Like his son Superboy is in it, and he's teaching him how to be a superhero. He's an older Clark Kent.
You mean Superman and Lois?
Yeah, there we go. Superman and Lois. That one's pretty good.
Who's the actor for that one?
That's what I was asking. I can't remember what his name is.
Come on, Super
Tyler Hoechlin.
Sounds great.
Can we get a Tom Wellington Superman? I'll be about that.
Hoechlin.
Tom Wellington.
Hoechlin.
The guy who played him as
you know who would be a great Superboy?
Yes. That's from Smallville.
Yeah,
from Smallville.
You know who'd be a great Superboy? Tom Holland.
What?
I don't disagree with you. It's just that he's a grown man, but he still looks like a child.
He does look like a child, yeah.
And
he plays a teenager quite well.
I mean, good for you. Tom Holland, you know what? They're also going to be doing a Malcolm X movie, and Tom Holland is going to be playing Malcolm. What? It just feels like anytime there's something big coming out, it's always a handful of people.
The world would burn.
Right? Yeah, the world would burn.
Yeah.
Rosa Parks, starring Leonardo DiCaprio.
Y'all just assume his race and his gender?
I'm just saying, man.
Wow.
That's how it feels anymore.
The internet would catch fire. Twitter would be on fire if Leo DiCaprio was
and I would be
Rosa
up
Parks.
front front row with popcorn
Oh,
to
yeah.
watch those dudes play those roles. I'd be like, is this fucking awkward?
Gandhi, starring Rosie O'Donnell.
Robert Downey Jr. is the last actor I can remember to do Black.
This summer, Lizzo is Mother Teresa.
Oh wow!
In a heartwarming tale. Oh gosh, can't do it.
She was feeding all of Calcutta and
do it.
nothing. She was eating it herself.
Oh man.
Let's get into movies and TV, shall we? Before we get super canceled.
Damn, DC was real fast. That's it. That's all you got.
That's all they got, man. I'm ready for this movie. There will be an episode dedicated to it. I want to see it. I wanna
It
see
was
what they
over.
got, but
In a flash.
hey, wow.
Wow.
That was good.
I'm
I'm gonna give you some too. I'm gonna give you some love on that one too.
Jeez.
Mando season 4, definitely coming in quotation marks. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would think so.
Well, they haven't renewed it yet.
Yeah, but
The show writers
the thing.
came out and said it's happening.
we're about to go on a run of news here that's gonna be to my point. I'm gonna skip around a little bit, so don't cheat on my notes there, Brian.
Yeah,
But
I'm cheater.
Mando season 4 definitely coming. Yeah, we know it is. This is a cash cow for Disney and Star Wars. There's no way this franchise is going anywhere. Let's see. Here's the next story. The Witcher. The producers like to say there's too many stories left to tell for us to end it right here. You mean too many dollars left unspent?
Yeah.
Don't give me this bullshit about you guys are dedicated to story. I don't buy it.
Hemsworth will make or break The Witcher if he can pull off the transition from one to the other.
It's already been broken though.
No, he
I'm
has
gonna
to pull it off.
I have actually supreme faith that he can do it. I think he's going to be great. Henry Cavill, to me, when they announced him as The Witcher on Netflix, I was like, Henry Cavill? That's a little bit of a big casting for a Netflix series. I think this kid Hemsworth can really do a great job. But there's another one, right? The Witcher. We have too many stories left. Yeah, I'm sure. Okay. That's why John Wick 6 is in production. Pretty soon he's going to take an artillery round from a tank to the chest, and he's still going to get up and have that iconic Keanu Reeves hair in front of his face. Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning, which is what? Mission Impossible 8
I thought it was 7.
7?
Yeah.
Come on, man. Don't tell me that this is all about the story.
It's a 2-parter.
I don't. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know.
Rarely do we have a movie franchise where it's genuinely about the story. Your Marvel, that's about the story. Even though it's a cash cow, they're furthering an actual story. Star Wars, the new content we're going to be getting, that's about furthering a story. But these cheap, okay series and movies, 100% about money.
Now, Mando's not thrown into that. Mando's a bit above.
If you haven't seen the last Mission Impossibles, they've been running the same story. It's the same thing going.
It's been the same shit since Mission Impossible 1.
No, it hasn't. It's actually been way different. And this one's like a whole thing, their whole organization that's like after him.
But the thing is,
trying to
it's
break.
still Tom Cruise.
It's been a consistent storyline.
Using
is what Ryan
spy
said.
gear and just doing this. It's like, but see, that's where I say with Star Wars and Marvel, it's a little bit different because you can focus on other people and other stories. What's his name in freaking Mission Impossible?
Ethan Hunt.
Ethan Hunt. Thank you. That dude has been through almost as much as John Wick, right? Like
He's like in space in this movie or somewhat in upper atmosphere doing
the
shit.
stuff
Like
that
it's crazy.
these characters.
Hey, I mean, if Tyrese and them can fly a car to space, I'm sure Ethan Hunt can get there somehow.
Okay, I want you to put a pin in that because we're coming back to it. Okay,
Put.
here's another one. The Office is starring. Okay, we're rebooting The Office in Australia, and here's the big tagline. And I've got a bit of a beef with it, but whatever. Australian all-female led remake. Can we just? I have no problem with it being all females. I don't. Why do you have to make that the big selling point? Let it be The Office. Let it be the content. Let it be funny. Let it be something that people want to enjoy. And then be, oh, by the way, it's all females.
Can they capture the essence of The Office in this sort of like an entertainment climate?
Here's your big problem. The reason The Office was so funny was not because of the setting. It helps. It was the cast of characters, but most importantly, it's Steve Carell.
I like
That
Ricky Gervais's Office too, by the way.
It lasted one season, didn't it?
I still liked it.
Hyper dry for me. I mean,
Yeah.
I get the dry humor. Trust me, I'm a big fan of dry humor. But The Office with Steve Carell. Also, you have Jenna Fisher,
John Krasinski,
Rainn
Rainn
Wilson.
Williams, or
I mean,
Wilson. Yeah.
After a while, the cast there kind of outshined the content from The Office. I'm sure it made their careers and it's very iconic for that reason, but it's hard to recapture that. So stop trying to give me this tag of all female led remake. You're going to lose a lot of your audience just by trying to market it like that.
This is the 8th localized remake of the show too.
Holy
They've
shit!
had Indian office. There was I think a Chinese office. Obviously the Europe and the American office.
Yeah. I don't see it, man. And Australians, when I watch their sketch comedy, is hysterical. So I'm sure this is going to be very funny, but a lot of people are just going to go, nope, no thanks.
Because it's all women?
Not because it's all women, just because it's like, well, partially, yes. There are some people out there in the world that are going to see it's all women and go, oh, that ain't funny, because, they are misogynistic and they can't get over the fact that women might be funny. But there's a lot of people that don't want to get a part of that. What's the thing that I'm looking for? What's the term that I'm looking for? It's not like woke culture or anything like that. Oh, it's all females. We're going to all females. And they're automatically going, I don't want this to be that. They're not going to give it a chance.
Mm-hmm.
I think people don't like the thing shoved down their throat is what it basically is. I mean, I don't have a problem watching an all-female led TV show. I have a problem with you feeling the need to make sure that I know every chance you get that it's all female.
Yeah,
I don't care. I
beautiful.
don't give a shit that it's all women.
They are pandering for sure.
Yeah, I don't like the fact that the first thing you market of the show is all female cast.
Yeah, I don't give a
Look
shit.
at this funny person with this writer or this director or whatever.
Why don't you show me a clip of the show where they're just crushing it and it's hysterical? Show me that.
I guarantee you, if they would have never said anything and I started watching that show, I would have made it about 15 minutes into it and I would have been like, oh, it's all women. All right, cool. And then kept watching it and that would have been it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like, I don't give a shit.
Netflix starting to charge $7.99 a month for password sharing. Okay. Is this the nail in the coffin for them?
Yeah. Look, Netflix is already dead. The only reason it had 50 million subscribers is because like 30 million people had it and gave it to everybody else.
Yeah. That's why it was so popular.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much to watch on Netflix. It's literally my last and go-to platform whenever I look for anything.
Yeah, Hulu is the
100%.
Unless I have to watch something for this show, like,
Peacock.
oh, this Netflix movie came out and it's good or whatever, and I have to watch it, I'll go there.
So last episode we talked about how Schwarzenegger became their action series. He actually released a show on Netflix called Fubar.
Fubar, yeah.
I watched it.
Fucked up beyond all recognition.
I've watched it. The whole thing. It's okay. It's nothing crazy, but maybe it was just a publicity stunt to get that show.
I actually saw a commercial for the first time in a long time with him and Chris Hemsworth and like
I saw that too.
They're in an elevator.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it, but I saw that it was a thing on my feed.
I really didn't watch it either.
But if you're sharing a password with 8 people and it's $10 a pop, or not even 10, like it's $28.
Yeah.
It's still worth it, even if it's $4 each.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, $7.99, get your own. Was that half the price?
It's $20, right? It's $20 a month plus 8 to 28.
Okay, guys.
Well, it's per IP address, so that's a problem. So you can't share it with 8 people and have it be $4 a person.
Right.
It's going to be $7.99 per person you share your password with.
Right, and you're not going to set up a Venmo where every month your friend pays you $79.99 for it. You're just going to shut them off. That's what I would do.
Well, that's another thing. If I was sharing my password with somebody, the first month they didn't give me $8, peace.
Yeah.
See, honestly, I think they should also do it by time. Like, if I share my password with 4 other people, but they watch maybe an hour in a month, our money's worth is already there. You know what I mean? Like,
I guess
I mean, if I'm coming home and we're all religiously watching the Netflix, then okay, I can understand that. I'm just sharing. But if one of us gets on and maybe watches a movie once a month, come on, bro. You already charged me $19.99 or whatever the fuck it is now. I don't even know.
Yeah.
It just comes out.
I
think it's up to like.
I'm curious to see if other services do this.
Probably they're in the wait and see.
Yeah.
Right? They're going to see how this goes for them and how their stock performs.
But comparatively speaking, none of the other services are struggling nearly as much as Netflix is. So
right. That's true. That's true.
But is Netflix really struggling, or are they overpaying bullshit actors to?
They're overpaying everything. They're throwing $1 billion at every freaking project they want to finance, and that does not equate to good story. It doesn't equate to a good movie. It's money doesn't buy people's interest in stuff. You know what I mean? Like, look at Squid Games, prime example. Squid Games, I know it came out on Netflix, right? But that was a relatively unknown show. Completely new concept. Nobody had ever heard of it, and it took the country by storm.
You always get those one-hit wonders like that every once in a while.
But when it works, it works.
That's true.
The only reason why I will be using Netflix in a couple of years is the next season of Stranger Things.
I was gonna say Stranger Things. That's another one
that's one of the things that's keeping things along.
They had Orange is the New Black.
Witcher this month.
Witcher also announced that they're doing 2 different parts of the season too. They're doing it like Netflix, where it's this month you can watch this half, and the other month you can watch the other half.
Which I think is a waste.
And me too. I agree.
Honestly, just The Witcher itself, I'm surprised it's even still going.
Here's an interesting one. It's too late for me to have gone off on a Dwayne The Rock Johnson rant, so it's already happened. But this made me smile from ear to ear when I read it. Dwayne
I know what you're
The
talking
Rock
about.
Johnson is starring in a new Fast and the Furious franchise spinoff after reconciling with Vin Diesel.
Wow.
I thought they
I know how that meeting went. Oh, bro, nobody likes me anymore.
Nobody
Mahalo. Can we have a shot at the kid? And
hey, you're my
shake
brother,
out?
man. Terramana.
And he looks at him and goes, always, bro. You're family.
Family.
I thought they want to get rid of Vin Diesel in the Fast because of the whole Vin Diesel, Statham, Dwayne, and Jason Momoa. Now they all like Vin was all up in a pissy match about what happened in this movie.
Well, the problem is Vin owns Fast and the Furious.
Yeah.
That's his franchise. So if you're wanting to get rid of Vin, that's like somebody wanting to walk into Tony and Nello's and go, all right, get Nello out of here.
Fuck around and Nello be like, cool, bro.
Cool, bro. See ya.
You get what I'm saying?
I get what
you're not uprooting Vin Diesel from this franchise.
No.
There was something I read. There was something I read along the lines of like Momoa and all of them. They just couldn't. I think Vin said something along like that. He thought Momoa were stealing the spotlight or something shit like
That's
that.
He's done that with almost every star that's come in. That's what happened with The Rock. Is they clash. That's what happened with Jason Statham. They clashed.
Here's the problem: you're getting guys that can actually have a presence that's bigger than Vin Diesel's, like The Rock. He may not be that great of an actor, but he's an attraction, right? He is somebody
He's
that
a brand.
commands the screen when he's there because of how big and ominous he is. And Vin Diesel, in my opinion, is nothing but a cutoff shirt and a deep voice. He's not that great of an actor. Name me a good acting performance of Vin Diesel. I'll wait, and you can't say Saving Private Ryan.
Saving Private Ryan.
Triple X.
Okay.
A good acting performance, man. Yeah. Triple X is just early 2000s Fast and Furious.
I mean, honestly.
A Man Apart, man.
He didn't really act good in Riddick, dude. I mean, he said his lines in a monotone voice. He wasn't good acting.
Yeah, Man Apart. No, A Man Apart was actually pretty good.
Okay. So either way, Dwayne The Rock Johnson has finally realized, oh shit, nobody really cares about my movies. And this whole thing that came out about Black Adam, his stock is way, way down. He's talking about doing a live action Moana where he plays Maui. Dude.
Oh, that's happening.
Oh, right. I know. Yeah. And in the dictionary under bad ideas, it's right there. First of all, you gonna throw a Troy Polamalu on Dwayne The Rock Johnson's big ass head and make me think he has that the whole movie? I'm sorry, Doug. Have you seen Scorpion King? It's not a good look.
That's a good movie.
His widow Peak has been through 4 marriages. That sucker's way back there. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
He needs to focus on the XFL. Yeah. Do you think Marvel takes a shot at Dwayne and bringing him in some sort of capacity?
I don't know who he could play, but sure, whatever.
And what about Momoa as Ghost Rider?
You mean he's not gonna? Momoa's not coming to Marvel.
I know, but
no, he's already under contract with DCU.
Lobo.
I know that.
No, I don't. I do not see Jason Momoa as Ghost Rider at all. Okay. Johnny.
It depends on which Ghost Rider they go with. If they go with the original Ghost Rider or the next Ghost Rider.
Is in Johnny Blaze or Robbie Reyes?
Yeah, Robbie Reyes. Yeah,
I don't see him.
I have a feeling they go with the Robbie Reyes direction.
I would love to see Johnny Blaze.
What are the differences between the two? I don't know.
They're two completely different.
It's like Miles Morales and Peter Parker.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The mantle of Ghost Rider just got passed to somebody else.
Yeah.
Speaking of mantles being passed, although I don't think it's official, the Punisher is officially dead. We'll talk about that and a few more things after we get back from this wonderful commercial break that you guys are going to love. It's going to be great. We're going to talk about all kinds of. I'm cutting it there. 2511.
All right. Give me 1 quick second.
I was gonna hit you up if I ended up going to this event. Freaking your boy Dwight from The Office was down at Spook Hollow.
Nice.
Just signed a pop for you or whatever. But
Dwight's the shit.
He's a douchebag.
What?
The signing, apparently. You had to be like in this VIP thing. He only showed up Sunday. He only did something. I'm like, I ain't dealing with all that.
He was good at the role. I don't know about him as, but like, okay, when you get to a level like that, right, where like everybody knows you.
You got any Sam De La Rosa stuff?
What?
Sam De La Rosa,
Who's that?
guy who draws like for DC and
Oh, no,
Marvel.
I don't know who he is.
There's like I guess a lot of Venom. I'm going to a show where he's gonna be at. He's gonna be signing.
That's fucking sick.
So
I do love me some Venom. This is my favorite cover, though.
But
It's one of the Punisher holding up the American flag while it's burning and firing back at.
But so the Punisher dies in the comics, right?
Yeah,
He doesn't die.
he does.
He
He goes to another plane of existence where he protects children.
His wife kills him.
Yep.
His wife shoots him in the heart and he dies.
That's why he'll be back.
Got
'Cause
killed.
He's not actually permanently gone.
Nobody in Marvel's ever.
No, I mean even when they killed Wolverine and they actually killed him, where he didn't go to another plane of existence, he still came back and he had a fucking Infinity Stone.
They trapped him in adamantium, and where he couldn't breathe, he couldn't do shit. So he couldn't move, he couldn't get out, he couldn't regenerate, and that was him being dead. So essentially, they just found his old cells, and
So
as
he's
soon as
dead
they
more
brought
than
his
once
cells, back to air, he started
came back.
regenerating.
Yeah.
didn't
Oh, so they
Magneto kill him
carbonated
too?
him like Han Solo.
Kind of. What?
Didn't Magneto kill him too?
No, he just sucked adamantium out of his body.
Which is a fucking hardcore run, but yeah.
That sounds painful.
Wolverine's been
Took all that
reduced
out
to
of him.
atoms and come back. So is Deadpool. Anybody now at point apparently with a healing factor.
Anything on this writer strike? Do you have any updates on it at all?
No, but I've got a couple things talking about it, and then we're getting into game. It's going to take.
They're
them
making.
Go ahead.
They're in negotiations right now. It's like in the beginning stages of negotiations, so they haven't really gotten anywhere. But it doesn't look like it's going to be a very long strike.
They're conceding, right? Like they're like, just tell us what you want, you'll get it. Basically,
They have to.
that's what I read, but I'm
Yeah.
not.
They have no choice. That's exactly what happened 5-6 years ago when they went on strike before. Is that they tried to play the waiting game for like a month, and the writers were like, "We will not fucking come back," and they were like, "Well, we have too much billions of fucking dollars out there, so
And
here you
Yo,
go."
y'all need shit, real man. Shoot, stroke that check. I'll quit throwing fucking concrete and shit. I'll start writing. Let's go. Give me a pen, bro.
And then he jumped out of the window and then landed and then reloaded his gun and then shot back at Tony. We're just going to call him Tony.
Oh shit,
Ryan, do you know what a comma is?
Yes, I do.
Who uses punctuation, man? Fuck you.
And we're back. Love it here at the Alter Ego Podcast.
And the only comments that matters are the one in my checks that they give you to write.
That's true. So talking about Punisher, yeah, in the comics, his most recent run, which I think is kind of an asinine thing. If you don't know what's going on with Punisher, he has joined the famous criminal organization known as the Hand, which is a very famous villain of most specifically Deadpool, Daredevil, and Elektra. Deadpool. But the Hand is one of those big overbearing crime syndicates, and the Punisher, the man who dedicated his life to killing criminals, not giving them a trial and just murdering them in the street, decided to start working for them because they could bring back his wife and child. and I just thought that was the most asinine idea for the Punisher.
Is this the same hand that Danny Rand fights?
Yes.
Oh,
You mean Iron Fist?
They're also a villain of Iron Fist as well.
Yes. Any street level guys run in with the hand. Spider-Man's done it. Freaking everybody.
they're like vampires / magical beings.
No. Well,
or
they
some
do
shit like
get into
that.
the dark magic stuff
Okay.
a little bit, but they're typically just ninjas in red suits, and we took over New York. Okay, well, New York got taken over again. Can you imagine living in New York City in Marvel? Why would you do that?
I don't know. It sounds fun.
How you doing? Hey, Ma, wanted to tell you the hand took over the building today. They're not raising the rent, though, so we're good.
I'll just hang out in the street
Yeah.
waiting for him to come back. Hey, Spider-Man, do a flip.
I was eating when Spider-Man just swoosh.
I
right
was
in front of
down
me.
on 48th Street, and a portal opens up, and this guy walks out with a hammer. I was like, oh, my God, here we go. I got out my phone. It was going to be a good time, huh? You just
Who would be most hyped to see? In
who would you be most
New
hyped to
York,
see
yeah.
walking around the streets of New York?
Oh, shit, that's a good question.
I don't
Hey,
know.
Hulk, fist bump me, bro.
Hulk fist bump. Yeah,
Oh, that sounds like a painful.
that
fist
sounds.
bump, though.
I'm not fist bumping the Hulk.
I don't think so. I would like to see the Hulk, but I'm not.
That's
let-
actually a great. That's a great question.
It's racking my brain right now. I'm sitting here like, damn, who would I like to run into from the Marvel
That
universe?
might have to be a poll question.
That is a good one.
Yeah, that's a
let's,
good one.
Let's answer it for ourselves, though, shall we?
Yeah, thanks. I'm using the Funko.
Now, so are we talking about like New York specific heroes or anyone in
not at
Marvel?
no,
not
any
at all.
Marvel.
Yeah, any Marvel.
Oh my God.
Damn,
Golly,
dude.
that's a really tough question. Okay, I'm gonna just answer it, just to go with an answer and say I would love to run into Professor Charles Xavier.
Shit.
I
would
don't,
love
because then he's gonna know what I'm thinking.
I know, right? I can't delete that browser history.
Charles,
Yeah,
what are you
no.
doing, buddy? I know I went really Boston on that one.
Like he would just look at me and be like, "You are fucked up, bro."
Yeah.
Or he's gonna be like, I can fix you.
I guess I'd want to see Deadpool, because if there's ever that off chance that he needs a driver, I could be his new.
I think there's an opportunity if I see Deadpool that I'm getting shot or I'm getting stabbed. That's why I did not pick Deadpool.
but the most powerful.
I would love to
people
see
in New
Thor.
York.
Why wouldn't he be?
Right, but no, he's in New York. Someone's going to take a shot at
Why
him.
did you call Deadpool the most powerful?
No,
man?
Xavier.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Someone's taking a shot at Xavier if he's just chilling in Central Park.
Yeah, but Xavier knows about it 15 blocks away
That doesn't mean they're not
as
going
they're
to try.
considering. Anyway,
Means he won't be
That's
I'm
there.
gonna go with Thor because then I want to rub his bicep and tell him they feel like Katati metal fibers.
God.
That sounds like one of the.
Okay. How about
And he'd
you?
be like, "Hey Thor, how's your hammer hanging?"
He's
Me?
looking
Didn't
around.
get weird at all.
Oh no, honestly,
That got a 2
on,
seconds
bro.
of pure silence.
Yeah. I just took Thor to a different
gotta
level.
pause.
Yeah.
Wow.
Probably
We're gonna assume you
Scarlett
meant Mighty
Johansson,
Thor.
and we all know why.
Oh man,
Scarlett Johansson.
Black
He doesn't
Widow.
even say
Black
Black
Widow.
Widow. Who do you want to see? Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah.
Come on,
Cheeks.
man. Give us an
Cheeks.
actual Marvel character.
At that point, if we're thinking
Honestly-
that way, Jean Grey.
It'd probably be Iron Man. I'll try to see if I could talk him into let me borrow that suit. Come on, dog. I just need to run down over there to the corner store real quick. Just let me get the suit. Just let me one time.
Let me hold something.
Yeah, you got like no.
Let me hold that suit.
Wow.
Tony.
I'll bring it back in this corner right quick. Tony, come on, bro. Why you always being stingy?
This guy
Wow.
says ScarJo, doesn't even say Black Widow.
Yeah, right. Exactly. He doesn't even say Black Widow. Not even Natasha Romanoff.
Just
Scarlett Johansson.
That will officially be next week's poll question.
What's superhero? Scarlett Johansson. But yeah,
Star Joe.
during the break, we talked a little bit about the writer's strike and what's going on. Apparently, Deadpool, I think we talked about this, is going to just resume filming amid the writer's strike. And that was a big deal, as they're saying, oh, Ryan Reynolds can't improv during the writer's strike. Yes, he can. 100% he can.
I'm gonna say, why can't
No,
he?
he can't.
Yes, he can.
No, they said that he has to stick to the script 100%. He cannot go
He
off
has a
script.
writing credit.
I'm just saying they can't. If he has a writing credit,
He
he can
does.
say whatever he wants.
He does.
But
Because
he would have to be willing to cross the picket line of writers, though.
He's
Is he
filming.
willing to do that?
I'm
He's
just
Ryan
saying.
Reynolds. I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm just saying, why can't you mean to tell me that he can't film it and not release it? What about outtakes? What about when he's on film going, okay, I'm going to do another one? That's not in the script. He can do
So
whatever.
what the story that I saw is that for right now during filming, until the strike is over, they have to stick to the script 100%. Now, when the strike is over, they can go back and do edits. They can go back and do rewrites. They can go back and do reshoots. But anything that's filmed right now has to be 100% what was written originally.
That they release and produce. I'm sure. I think there's a lot of gray area.
They can record
yeah.
anything they want right now.
Yeah.
When the final cut is released, if it is not what the original script they gave,
right,
it cannot release the movie.
That's my
to me. That's dumb.
That's what I understood as well.
Yeah.
Like,
that's what I was saying with the rewrites. They can, once the strike is over, the writers can go back and do rewrites of certain sections of the movie, and then they could refilm it, and that can be put into the cut of the movie.
But I mean, like, I get that, but then you have people that like improv or say something after the fact, and then you go back and rewrite the script because I said something, an extra word, like the infamous "Hey Auntie," that wasn't written in the script.
But they do rewrite those when the movie's released and when the final cut is done. If they have improvised words, they go back and change. Like, and they add that fine. Because they have to.
They can do that, but I don't see them reshooting scenes and calling all the lighting guys, getting those blocks of the city street blocked off. Mm-hmm. I mean, I think you have a point there that they're going to have to go back and maybe rewrite some of what he does, but I don't think it's going to slow down production that much. And it's Ryan Reynolds. This has been his baby. He's not going to go, you know what, for $3 in my final entrance into the MCU, and I've been paid $200 million something, I'm going to cut some corners just to get it released. I don't think that's going to happen.
I'd be willing to bet you that they have certain parts of the movie that they are not filming for this specific reason. I bet you there's a lot of like downtime of the movie they're doing. I bet you a lot of the key dialogue moments with Ryan Reynolds, they're waiting until the strike is over. I'd have to assume that's the case.
I mean, this strike is affecting a bunch of other things, not just.
I mean, as of right now, Spider-Man 4 is on pause, and they said in solidarity with the writers.
I saw Thunderbolts. The guy David Harbord came out and said Thunderbolts was pushed back too because of the strike. Wouldn't be surprised, right?
Yeah, I don't know. Tom Holland is calling Into the Spider-Verse 2 the best Spider-Man movie. Wow.
All right. That's his opinion.
I haven't seen it. I don't know.
That's his opinion.
I'd like to.
I would actually really like to see that movie.
Me too. That's going to be one of our subjects here.
I saw you posted something about the audio. Where's the contents in there? Or like, what was the issue?
It's just people in the theater saying they're having issues hearing it while they're in there. I'm sure sound mixing is weird and some people have really bad ears. I don't really know what could be there, but last one for Marvel, because we got to move on because we're kind of getting deep into it. Kevin Feige says there would be no Marvel without Robert Downey Jr. Thoughts?
Facts.
Yeah, 100% correct.
That is probably one of the most factual thing he's ever said.
Him and Evans are like Captain America and Iron Man are the ones that
there wouldn't even be an Evans without Robert Downey Jr. though.
Yeah,
I agree because of Iron Man 1. You're right.
Yeah,
but when you think Marvel, you think those two, right? What
I think
Hemsworth.
I think Hemsworth, father, bro. Blade.
That's like the holy trinity of Marvel is
that's
Hemsworth,
true.
Evans, and Downey Jr. are like the holy trinity of the MCU.
Yeah, sure.
That's why they had that iconic scene in Endgame where it's just those three walking out to face Thanos, because those are the three OGs of Marvel.
I'm gonna have to agree with Ryan here that Blade needs to be in that conversation too as to why they still have a studio. Blade is the reason we got Iron Man. Yeah. Iron Man is the reason we have the MCU.
Well, Blade is the reason why we still have Marvel Comics. Period.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So that's a fair statement.
It made $156 million. It's in its first couple of weeks or something like that.
It saved the company. Yeah,
that's so Spider-Man was getting sold. Fantastic Four had gotten sold. Hulk had gotten sold, and then Blade came out and was a major hit. And that's when Marvel was like, "Oh, we can do this." And then they did Iron Man and said, "Hey, can we get Spider-Man back?" No, okay.
Have we like revisited that Blade bet with you guys, or what's the deal?
No, we haven't, but it's not looking good for me.
Yeah, there's no way Jack wins that bet.
It's coming out, but there's no way it's coming out within the right time frames.
Oh, so you get
when it comes out. Look out for credits of Ryan Glover Jr. playing Blade. because that's who's gonna end up fucking playing Blade.
It's gonna be Mahershala Ali. Don't double or nothing me for a $2 bill.
Shoot.
Telling you.
I'd support Ryan Glover as a Blade if he cut us in on that royalty check too.
I'd put me down for Blade.
Yep, I'd watch it.
Me too.
Hey,
I would watch that.
Before we cut out the comic entirely, I do have one quick segment. Can we go over that?
Let's hear it.
All right. So after the last show, I ran a poll question. This is based on the new Spider-Man game coming out to PlayStation 5. So this poll question I ran on all the socials. Make sure you check out Facebook and Twitter and Instagram at Alter Ego Pod on Instagram, Twitter, Alter Ego Podcast on Facebook. With the upcoming release of Spider-Man 2 on PlayStation, which comic book character group would you like to see receive a AAA game? Now, I specifically put AAA game because that is a major production, not like the Guardians game that came out or the Avengers game that came out. I'm talking about a major production like the Spider-Man game for PlayStation.
Those two were still considered AAA, though, right?
No, I don't
think they were minor productions.
Yeah, minor
so
studio.
the options that I gave were Superman, the Hulk, Fantastic Four, and the Flash. And in this particular poll, the Hulk ran away with it. I think for obvious reasons. I could see the Hulk winning that poll. We'll just go around real quick. In my opinion, I would like to see the Hulk just because of the destruction that you could do. I think there's a lot of Hulk storylines out there that would make for a great game storyline. If they made it in like not necessarily open world, but like an open map like Spider-Man is, where you can go do side quests, you can go do secondary villains, stuff like that. There's a lot of Hulk villains and stories out there that would make that a great game.
Yeah, you could go against the leader and have a really big game with that, with all the stuff that he could do.
But Superman, you can make it intergalactic. He can go to other planets.
The problem with Superman, though, is that Superman doesn't really have any, like,
at no point in Superman
weaknesses
do I feel like I'm in any sort of danger.
Exactly.
I should never die. If I'm going against a thug who's robbing somebody's purse or something like that, and there's never a point in the Superman game until you fight the boss that I should feel like I've got any sort of thing to worry about.
That was a good arcade game, the Superman game.
See, when you had that poll, I was thinking that X-Men would have been the game that I would have chosen. If I could have chosen a game, because that old arcade game back in the day, I'd take an X-Men all day long.
I'm going Fantastic Four. I loved the old PlayStation Hulk, but Fantastic Four, I think it would be cool because you could have multiplayer and you could have a lot of people, different diverse ways that you could play that game.
No, there's two kind of dumb. Like,
Sue Storm, who would want to have those powers?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm Invisible Woman. There's just nothing on the screen
for the stealth run, baby.
So there was two comments that did kind of stick out to me that were I thought they were pretty decent comments. Kyla Sharon commented Doom Patrol.
I love you, Kyla. You're awesome.
And then Richard, and I apologize about butchering your last name. Is it Gurule? Gurule? I apologize about that. He said none of the above. He would love to see a Spawn game.
Now that is a great idea.
That is a great response.
That is one that would be believable. If he got hurt, he could have all kinds of stuff. That cape, the powers so he can get from hell could upgrade.
Well, could you imagine like the religious aspect of that game too? Just like Diablo, if you incorporated heaven and hell in that as well.
Yeah, but going up against the Violator on the streets of New York, let's go. You could have guns, you could have melee combat, he could fly, he has mobility. Yeah,
the chains.
Definitely.
Speaking of Spawn, I heard that because of the stuff with Jamie Foxx, that movie might not be even in pre-production.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on with Jamie Foxx. I'm not going to get into it, but apparently he is in very, very serious condition, and that sucks. I really hope that he comes out with flying.
Because he was a big money producer for Spawn.
Yeah, that would not be great to see. Jamie Foxx is one of those generational talents. That dude can do anything.
He's one of my all-time favorites for sure.
Yeah. Get well.
Yes, big time. Let's get into gaming, shall we? I want to talk about a few things. We're probably going to go through some rapid fire before we start talking about Diablo IV
again.
But Sony announces the Quest 3. Is it? Did I read it wrong? Is it a $500 price point or 5,000?
500.
500.
Didn't Apple just release something too like that?
I think
for $3,500 fucking dollars.
Nuts.
And it's no different than the Meta or the Quest. It's just it's a virtual reality headset. That's all it is.
And I've
And there's going to
never
be tool bags that are going
had
to pay that price too.
the idea, the umption to go, let me go put one of those, VR headsets on. I don't know. Maybe it just doesn't appeal to me. I'm just not.
Your
one of those
reality is wonderful. That's why you love your reality. Other people think their reality is trash and can't live in it.
I mean, hey, if that's the case, just listen to the Alter Ego podcast. Okay, we love you.
With your VR
So
goggles.
the Quest 3 is what, $500?
Yeah.
It's not terrible.
Too
but
much. It's too much.
I wouldn't pay for it.
There's nothing on that console yet where it's like, oh my god, I have to play that.
I just 100% agree.
I just don't think VR technology is there yet. It's still a little blocky. It's still a little clunky. It isn't.
Not to mention,
it
you're
isn't very smooth and clean. You know
you're
what I mean?
still in your room. You can feel your AC blowing. It's not, and that's not a knock on. I think the technology is amazing. That's really cool what they can do. I personally just have no interest in it, but I mean, you see people that put the headset on and they start freaking out because stuff is coming at the little screen. But to me, I'm just like, I know I'm sitting on my couch.
Yeah.
So
phases,
if I can comment on that,
great.
You can.
I did put out a meta at my buddy's house. His kids have them, and they put me in the space station, and that shit buckled my knees. I'm not so with it. Like you have no peripheral when you have those on, so you literally feel like because it's your entire peripheral vision is covered by this mask, so you literally feel like you're in that environment.
I mean,
so
that's interesting.
I'm floating around the space station, and I look down, and the Earth is below me, and I was like,
I
really-
a little weak, folded up a little bit.
I really
I
hope
folded.
this becomes the clip on the internet.
You're a
of him
space
going,
ranger. That's all I can think
I
of.
mean,
in
certain
that
aspects
moment.
of it are cool. Like I said, I like just being able to. I can't go fishing, but there's a game on there I can just go fish for a few minutes and be done.
like these metaverses.
But I ain't paying $500 for that.
No,
system.
They're not there yet. They're not there yet. But in the future, in 20 years, in 30 years, you can literally immerse yourself in something and it'd be spectacular.
What's that movie Surrogate with Bruce Willis? That's probably one that I was like, that's freaking insane.
Ready Player One.
Oh, I haven't played that one.
But
I've seen-
I mean, if you can
them.
actually do that and like fly a Millennium Falcon and crap like that, just everyday game, like that'd be amazing.
"Give me
But
the
it's not there
Gundam.
yet.
Give me the Gundam."
Gundam
True.
Wing. Yeah.
True.
Then I'd play the superhero game. If I could
Yeah.
be, anyway, no, I'm not going to get into it. Let's talk about the next Street Fighter 6, already Steam's most played fighting game of all time. Has anybody played Street Fighter in forever?
No, I have
You know what I've
I have
been
no
doing.
interest in playing this game.
I haven't played it since they made it exclusive
It's exclusive to Steam?
to PlayStation.
Bye. Sorry, Ryu. Sorry, Akuma. I'll miss you.
Hey, don't forget about Ken.
Yeah, Ken is a G. I like Ken a lot.
Yeah, we all know Ken was just Ryu's little goofy sidekick.
Everybody needs a Ken in their life.
Hold on. How do I take Ryan out of this thing here?
Oh, let me guess.
Yeah,
you
I'm gonna
played Ken.
I
I'm
do
gonna
like
disagree
Ken. No,
with him, but
I played Akuma big time.
Have you played it, Rhino? Have you played this game?
no.
I've
I
seen
haven't played a
some,
Street
like,
Fighter
videos.
since Super Nintendo 2.
On Twitch and stuff. It's like, all right, cool.
My man said Super Nintendo.
He did.
too.
He sure
He
did.
just made up a whole system.
No, that was
It was
TOO.
I-
You're dumb.
You're a Super Nintendo.
You're
All right. Metal Gear
Chet,
Solid
cancel Ryan's birthday gift.
Snake Eater.
No, don't do that, chat.
Snake Eater is coming out. That's probably the most famous Metal Gear, right? Snake Eater was good. I played that.
I was gonna say,
remember,
wasn't
man.
that already a title?
Yeah.
I don't
Okay.
remember.
It's getting the AAA treatment, the big
That was
remake.
3, right?
I have no idea.
I'm pretty
Snake
sure.
Eater was yeah, it might have been 3. I think you're right. I think you're right.
Ones I played and beat, and it was a lot of fun.
I played the original Metal Gear Solid on PlayStation 1.
Speaking of which, there's a master collection coming out with Metal Gear Solid 1 and 2 included.
Metal Gear Solid 3.
Talk
Yeah,
about
it was
that.
3. Yeah, because I started to
Yeah.
play that one and I was like, yeah, I ain't gonna finish this.
How about this? This is a big shock to the room. I can't really believe that this is something that I'm having to say, but Lord of the Rings Gollum was leaked online before the game released, and
I talked about this game and it looked so good and promising, and now it looks like shit.
okay, so hold on. Please tell me, and I'm not trying to tease you at all.
Go ahead. It's fine.
What looks promising and fun about a game about Gollum?
I just like the fact that it was like an anti-hero hero. It was just a different way of like experiencing Lord of the Rings. You weren't Aragorn, you weren't Legolas. You were just this like, I don't know, helpless character trying to get I don't know. The
I'm
way
sure
that
he
they
just-
pictured it, the way I saw it in the trailers and in the videos, I'm like, I could get down with this.
Is it just
So
him
what you're telling me is the next Harry Potter game that comes out with fucking Dobby as the main character. You're all on
Harry
board with it.
Potter's trash.
Hey, Dobby had some stuff. He had a lot of magic. Dobby was.
I just
Dobby
like the
was a
fact
G.
that he wasn't like a super, like, I don't know, he just wasn't superhero.
How much customization could you do for a golem? Oh, this diaper's off beige. This diaper's
You
got
can
some
change
more
your 3
shit.
hairs to
You
blonde.
have to kill things. You just
Yeah.
can't overpower them. You have to get them from sneak and surprise. It just looked interesting, and I was wrong.
Gollum just found teeth. Like I don't know. That sounds like
I want to know how an entire game gets leaked online.
It was a dumpster fire.
I want to know how you develop an entire game about Gollum.
I want to know who sat down at that meeting and was like, let's make a Gollum
Hey
game.
guys,
That's a
check
good
this out.
idea. Let's do that. Let's
Andy
put millions of
Serkis.
dollars into this.
Yeah. Basically, he's a little naked dwarf who's running around in a loincloth, knocking people out with rocks.
Yeah, or like coming from the sky, sneaking. Like the premise looked really good, but the execution was poor.
No.
I thought it was great. I thought it would have been a great.
Hey,
Man, what do you want from me? I'm
and
the
that's
underdog.
why it got released. But Redfall, we've been talking about this the last couple weeks. This game was one that was touted by Xbox and Microsoft as and I was like, I remember seeing going, this doesn't
Ooh,
look
poop.
that interesting to me. Apparently the devs were wanting the game to get canceled before it was released. How does that work?
To me, that sounds like it was just pure laziness at that studio, and they didn't give a shit about this game because they kept thinking each day they came into work they were going to get the news that it was canceled, and when they found out they had another day of work,
Yeah.
I don't even think it's laziness. I think that some of those guys, they take a lot of pride in what they do. And if you're going to put out a big pile of shit, let's be honest,
Yeah.
Microsoft first party titles have not been great.
No,
there's
they have not.
there's a limited few that have done well. You're
Yeah.
absolutely right.
So if you're trying to make something and they're like, bro, this is bad, you don't want to release.
it's a bad concept,
yeah.
right? Because when you're looking at vampires, there's a certain expectation and the way that you fight them and stuff like that. And these guys weren't coming in with, the old school vampire hunting techniques. It was all rifles and guns and magic and stuff. And it's like, this doesn't. What are we doing here?
You can
Yeah.
shoot wooden bullets at it.
Wooden bullets. I
How?
don't know how that would work in terms of like the mechanism itself.
It could be coated in silver.
Then why aren't you just shooting silver?
Yeah. If you would have said silver bullet, you would have
I'm just trying to help,
would have been
Doug.
better there. But
I just don't.
crossbow maybe with a stake, I could see.
It made Cyberpunk like playable. When Cyberpunk got released, everyone was complaining about that, and then
Yeah.
this comes out later, and they're like, "Wow, this is bad." Even the developers came out and said, "This game is bad."
Yeah, I
Let's
don't.
give
I
them
don't
better
understand.
ammunition.
It's really just gaming in general. There's such a mass push to just get the product out there. We're paying this much money, get it out, get it released. We'll patch it after.
Well, you know what that is? That's the Call of Duty model.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is. Let's release a pile of dog shit, and then whatever needs to be patched, we'll just patch on the go because everyone and their brother will be streaming it on Twitch.
Yeah. I'm just saying at some point you need to make the executive decision to say, okay, let's make something quality here, please. And speaking of quality, Diablo 4, baby.
Let's get into
This-
it.
Game released technically yesterday, if you're listening to this right now. Released on June 6th.
That's a weird day to release a game is on
On a Monday. No, but they released it for the people who pre-purchased on Thursday.
Yeah.
No, I mean I get that, but games typically
There
used to
were
come
no
out on
server
Tuesday or
issues those
Friday.
3 days, and then
Well, today
Monday
is
happened.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
Came out today.
I thought you said it came out yesterday.
I got yeah, because today we're releasing the episode tomorrow.
Oh, okay. You're talking in okay,
Yeah.
So
So
the game literally came out today.
I thought it came out
Okay.
Monday.
no, the typical release, if you didn't buy any special versions, because I've been playing since Thursday, but if you didn't get the normal version, you just picked up the game, it came out today.
Or if you forgot to, prepay for the special edition game.
I would actually like to give Rhino the floor on this one because we were talking about this a little bit earlier because I have been trying to get Rhino to play Diablo for 1,000 years. I know we've talked about this for weeks and weeks, but Rhino's finally got his hands on an unlimited version of the game. Nello is a seasoned player. I have played the crap out of Diablo to exhaustion.
I was playing Diablo on PCs, Diablo 1 and 2.
Exactly.
So, yes.
So I'd love to hear from the first timer his experience jumping into Diablo 4. And I'm just going to set a preference, and please correct me if I'm wrong, Rhino. You are not a story guy. You like to skip stories on stuff. You don't read a lot of dialogue. And you don't always like to, well, other than like God of War and stuff.
For the most part, yes, you're right. For the most part, yeah.
For the most part, there have been so many times we'll be doing a mission in a game, and Rhino will go, "Why are we here again?"
I do that too, for the record, unless the story's
So we actually, to preface what I'm going to say about this game, there was a conversation on a group chat, the gaming group chat that we have. Our friend Hayden, we're trying to convince to get the game, and he goes, I don't know if Diablo 4 is for me. And I'm like, dude, that is the perfect response, and here's why. I have always been a first-person shooter player. Call of Duty, Fortnite, Overwatch, Destiny, and even in Destiny, where the story is a little bit more immense than it is in like Call of Duty or anything, I still didn't really pay attention to the storyline a whole lot. He tried convincing me for years to play Diablo 3, and I looked at the game for 5 seconds, was like, nah, no thanks. No thanks.
He being me.
Jack, yes. I'm going to tell you this right now. This is already a top 3 game that I've ever played my entire life.
Wink.
The game is absolutely incredible, dude. The stuff that you can do with your character, the customization, like the amount of content that is in this game, all of the different things that you can do, the fact that it is grind city. It's not one of those games where you can just fly through. I mean, you once you get to a point where you've done it so many times, yeah, you know the ins and outs of it, then you can fly through it and get a character maxed up. But just starting off, it is grind city. We played for 7 hours last night. 7 hours. I can't remember the last time I sat down and played a game for 7 hours straight.
Well, I just can't remember the last time we sat down and played a game for 7 hours and it was compelling and we weren't going, all right, let's get on this. Let's get on something else. Let's get on something else.
Yeah.
This one has really been kind of exceptional with the amount of customization that you can do for your characters. Because previously, Nello, please jump in anytime. It has been very lackluster in terms of your look for your character.
I know people love Diablo 3, but I didn't. I thought it was too cartoony. And I do like the fact that this looks a little dirtier and grimier. I like it that it is what's
Gothic.
Gothic and shit like that. I will wait to say how good it is. I want to see what the PvP looks like. If it goes back to Diablo 2-ish PvP, I'm down. This will be one of the best games ever. I'm just telling you right now.
Yeah, and for me, from a story aspect too,
I'm collecting ears.
Not that the story has been lackluster in the previous. It just hasn't been anything to be like, oh my god. It's more about the characters and what they can do and the fight mechanics and getting where you want to go. This one, the story is damn good. I have told people several times, hey, I got to mute you real quick. I got to listen to this. I got to see what they're talking about. And the story, man, oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, I would imagine you're the story guy, so like this must be great. Like even just the first scene of Lilith when you're the guy and you walk up and you're just like, wait a minute, I just got drugged by a bunch of freaking you know
well, don't give it away, but yeah, but it's super dark. There are so many games where you can telegraph what's going to happen, and in this one it's really tough to sit there and go, okay, is this person going to live? Typically they would, and we'd move in this direction, but it gets dark early and often. Every single quest that you go in on has a darker turn to it.
Right.
It doesn't
very much so.
It more often than not does not go great in one way or another.
And I'm happy that Blizzard finally took the time and the effort to work on these dungeons, not make them look all the same. They like, you know what I mean? Because like in Diablo 3 and even in Diablo 2, some of these dungeons, they were just always cookie. Like I always felt the same thing. They just changed a little bit.
Cookie cutter.
Yeah. Now it's just like a whole different experience. And I believe once you get to like level 100, you can keep playing this game and just do like the side quests and the side events and so on and so forth. I don't think you'll ever get bored.
Not to mention they're going to start having seasonal content right now. There's 3 world bosses. I can imagine they're going to be adding one, maybe one a season.
Have you guys got to the butcher yet? I haven't.
So in the beta, I got to beat the butcher.
Oh shit.
We did beat the butcher in the beta.
Fun. I have also run into the butcher solo. and it went very poorly. But yeah, the Butcher is an iconic villain from the Diablo series, and that's that's one of the things they've done that's majorly different. In every other iteration of the game, you're going through your area. The Butcher is a boss. You fight him. You get your rewards.
He's
In
usually
this
one of the main bosses in the first
He
series.
is like you're riding your bike down the street, and somebody throws a bat in your spokes. I mean, he shows up at random. He is not easy. There are none of these bosses that you're just going to walk up and go, oh, okay, well, this is, I mean, sure, there's certain mechanics of video games you're going to be fine. But this is one of those examples where typically if you're fighting a boss, you're like, okay, we can do this. But if he's trained on you, 9 times out of 10, you're running.
So we all played the beta. Do we feel like they kind of nerfed and made the game better? Like, I guess my question is, like, from the first beta to the second beta to the game, were you appreciative that they let you play the game for those 2 betas and then actually listened to like the consumers or the players and how to fix it and how to make the experience better?
So I'll start off on this one. A couple of different opinions there. Playing both betas, when I started the game, I had this feeling of, I've been here, I've done this, please, let's go. I want to get through with this part. That was the only issue about it that I regretted. But being able to go through and seeing that Diablo in past has taken a while to get patches, but this being a live service and them hearing feedback instantly and being able to change it, I think they made major improvements, because when the first one came out about like they said, yeah, it's an open world, but there's nobody to find. You can't get into a fight. This is dense monsters everywhere you go. This is you're constantly working. So I mean, I think it's been a great thing to play this and watch it grow. And I think if this is where we're at, if this is the floor for Diablo 4, this is going to be one of the greatest games I've ever played.
Now,
I can tell you this: the cutscenes are absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah,
phenomenal.
He's
They
still
look
in Act
amazing.
1. He's
They
still in
look
Act
amazing.
1. Wait till you get to some of the news.
I'm only in Act 1 too, because I'm only
insane.
doing a bunch of side quests and shit.
I'd actually love to hear from you, Ryan, because you're somebody who's never played a Diablo ever.
Yeah, and I doubt I'm going to care about the story, but you said the PvP is not in it yet?
Just saying. No,
it is. I
It's
haven't
in
gotten there yet.
Oh, okay, because I just want to get leveled up, and I'm going to pull up. Let's get it.
You collect ear.
That's what you do. So if, let's say your gamer tag, which mine is Cadillac Jack 727. If you find me out there in the fields of hatred and you kill me, my character drops an ear, and you can pick up the ear, and you've got Cadillac Jack 7270.
Yeah, it's
They're
like
trophies.
dog tags that they did in what was it?
And they make this really
Battlefield.
squishy noise. It's kind of funny.
Bad Company. Okay.
I haven't seen any of the PvP. I've never been a big PvP fan, but I would definitely get down with this. If I could get out there with my guys and we can go out there as a squad and fight, that would be fun.
Now, is it like you
I don't
have to
know
go
if
to
it
a
is.
certain zone to
Yes,
PvP?
yes, you do.
Okay, so
Kinda
it's
like in
the-
Warcraft, you know?
Yeah, it's not open world PvP. It's like the Division, where you have to go to a specific area on the
DC.
map.
All right.
And I
Although-
like that.
Although
I like
there's
that.
still server issues, Blizzard last night, this morning.
It's the
yesterday.
first day of the game.
Just
guys.
saying. I
Give
mean,
it-
but
give
this
it a
isn't their
week.
first day. This isn't their first rodeo.
But this is their first.
It's their first day
RPG.
for the vast majority of their fan base, because not everyone wanted to buy the $100 version of the game.
Yeah.
Who would do that?
I know.
Bunch of nerds.
Not
Not
me.
me, unfortunately.
I wouldn't do that.
I bought the game.
Um,
Although I'm really pissed I can't use my horse yet. I'm like, I paid for this horse. I go to the stable. I click on horse. Oh, I'm sorry, not yet.
You haven't heard.
I can tell you this: Diablo 5, there could be a $300 version of that game, and I'm probably buying it.
They've done a fantastic job. I think you guys should come join us. Come join us on Discord, by the way. You can find Alter Ego Podcast under the 7 Lamb Discord. Or DM us through the show, and we'll get you in our Discord, our little private Discord that we have off to the side. The one that has the drinks and the apps and zerts. Anyway, that's been it for us. Episode 148 of the Alter Ego Podcast. I've been your host, Jack Austin. Ryan, Rhino, Nello, anything for the kids?
Don't forget Alter Ego Maniacs group, where you guys can just talk, and the Rhinos poll will go up there. It's going to be a great time.
Yes. Go out there and go jump into Diablo. Go jump in Sanctuary. Go kill some demons.
Go do it.
All right, guys. See you next week, where we're most likely talking about Into the Spider-Verse 2.
I haven't seen it. I ain't
Maybe.
Maybe.
Maze.
Play with Maze. It's amazing. Have a good week, everybody.
Forza Inter.
I'll cut that part out, Chet.
Oh, there-
Don't do that.